Thank you all. Thank you to all of the Sangha for being here today. I want to especially thank Minister Chugger for her kind introduction. Thanks also to everyone who was involved with bringing us all here together. I know there was a lot of work done, and it's wonderful to see so many people come together here. In particular, I'd like to thank Darshan Khan for lending out his office for the Akhand Path and to the Ottawa Sikh Society for all their support. And thanks to Dr. Harjot Kaur for her fantastic singing, and before that, Rapinder Kaur and our own Anju Dillon. This room was once known as the reading room, but perhaps the singing room would be more appropriate for now. Thank you for sharing your talents with us today. Across our country, at Nagar Kirtans and in Gurdwaras, we will see hundreds of thousands of Canadians celebrating the creation of Khalsa in 1699 by Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji. When we reflect on the creation of Khalsa, we think of the call that Guru Gobind Singh Ji made for 5 brave volunteers to be inducted into the Khalsa. What Guru Gobind Singh Ji had in mind was a society based on equality. Those 5 individuals came from different religions, castes, and professions. Lorsqu'on pense au Canada, ces mêmes principes s'appliquent. L'égalité, c'est notre objectif. Chaque Canadien, peu importe qui il est et d'où il vient, mérite une chance réelle et équitable de réussir. And that is as it should be, in a country as welcoming and diverse as Canada is. A country strong not in spite of our differences, but because of them. Unfortunately, as we all know, Canada hasn't always lived up to that ideal. This year will mark the 102nd anniversary of the Komagata Maru incident, where 376 passengers of mostly Sikh descent arrived in Vancouver and were refused entry to Canada due to the discriminatory laws of the time. The passengers of the Komagata Maru, like millions of immigrants to Canada since, were seeking refuge and better lives for their families. With so much to contribute to their new home, they chose Canada, and we failed them utterly. As a nation, we should never forget the prejudice suffered by the Sikh community at the hands of the Canadian government of the day. We should not, and we will not. That is why next month, on May 18th, I will stand in the House of Commons and offer a full apology for the Komagata Maru. Will not erase the pain and suffering of those who lived through that shameful experience. But an apology is not only the appropriate action to take, it's the right action to take. And the House is the appropriate place for it to happen. It was in the House of Commons that the laws that prevented the passengers from disembarking were first passed. And so it is fitting that the government should apologize there on behalf of all Canadians. It's what the victims of the Komagata Maru incident deserve, and we owe them nothing less. Just as we look back and acknowledge where we have failed, so too do we need to celebrate the remarkable success of the Sikh community here in Canada. Vaisakhi is the perfect opportunity to do just that. April is a special month, not only for Sikhs, but for all Canadians. It marks the anniversary of the adoption of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which ensures that no Canadian needs to make a choice between their religion and activities in their day-to-day lives. The Charter ensures that the 5 Ks are protected. As Canadian Sikhs gather with their loved ones to mark the creation of the Khalsa, it is a chance to reflect on shared values.
Khalsa Akal Purkh ki khoj Pragatayo Khalsa Paramatma ki maut Khalsa meri jaan ki jaan Khalsa mero pind para Anand Nidan Guru ki banwa He Rab he sas he karna nith He Rab he sas he karna nith Meri abe binti sun लीजे मेरी बिनती सुन लीजे हे रब हे सस हे करना हे रब हे सस हे करना मेरी बिनती
The person we are about to honor is a man who stood for justice and equality of all Canadians, who was courageous when defending the rights and liberties of women and men wishing to practice their faith while working in government, and has showed courage and true leadership by balancing our cabinet to reflect Canada's diversity and gender parity. So I'd now like to call on all members of Parliament and Cabinet to come forward and present a sword made by Master Swordsman Jot Singh Khalsa of Boston, who's here with us today, commissioned by members of Parliament and given on behalf of Sikh Canadians to the Honourable Prime Minister. Its handle has the symbol of Ek Onkar, or the One Creator, engraved onto it, and the blade is etched with the Sikh Khanda, a symbol of justice, courage, and strength, and a quote of sovereignty, Deg, Deg, Fateh, through service and courage comes victory. So I'm going to ask if the people at the back could move to the side, keep the members of Parliament and Cabinet up front, and we will present that while Anju is going to say a few words in French.
ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਹਟੇ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਬਦਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਲੇਰੀ ਹੈ ਦਇਆ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛੇ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤੇ ਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਬਣੇ ਆ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਚਾਹਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ 5 ਪਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਾਂ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਣ ਹੋਣ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੁਣ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ Merci à notre très honorable Premier ministre et ministre de la Défense et la ministre de la Petite Entreprise et du Tourisme Dans la tradition sikh, l'épée est un symbole de justice, le courage et le service. L'épée est accordée à celui qui démontre un de ses traits. La personne que nous sommes sur le point d'honorer est un homme qui a défendu la justice et l'égalité de tous les Canadiens, qui est courageux en défendant les droits et les libertés des femmes et des hommes qui désirent pratiquer leur religion. Il a montré le courage en équilibrant notre cabinet pour refléter la diversité du Canada et la parité entre hommes et femmes. Donc, je voudrais maintenant appeler tous les membres du Parlement et le cabinet pour présenter une épée faite par Jot Singh Khalsa de Boston, commandée par les membres du Parlement. Et on présente cette épée de la part de tous les Sikhs du Canada à notre Premier ministre, le très honorable Justin Trudeau. La poignée est gravée avec le symbole sikh Ik Oankar, qui veut dire un créateur. Et la lame est gravée avec le Khanda sikh, qui est un symbole de justice et souveraineté, ainsi que Dig, Tig, Fateh, qui veut dire avec le service et le courage vient la victoire. Sri Akal.
Now, if we can stay standing here, the MPs stay standing. Lisa.